Hi, it's Professor Davis. I know we got test one coming up. Don't be nervous. Just thought I'd take a few minutes to talk about how you want to prepare for that test. Now, the things we talk about in this video, you'll be able to carry over to your other tests in the final exam. The procedure will be the same. So here we are at the class website, and if you go to the class handouts area, we have this test one preparation folder. We'll have one of these for each test. And at the very top of each of these preparation folders, there'll be a study guide. That is what you go to first when you want to prepare for your test. Repeat, that is what you go to first. Now let's take a few minutes to see how the study guide is laid out. First, at the top of the study guide, you see some general information on how the test works, what's being covered. Notice here there's no time limit to complete the test. Just make sure you leave yourself ample time to complete the test before the testing center closes every day. The hours of the testing center are on the announcements area, and they're also in the course syllabus. And the three things you will need to bring with you to the testing center are, and these are listed in item 7, bring a pencil. Don't do your test in a pen. Bring your graphing calculator, and you'll be asked my name. So when they ask for instructor, just say Professor Davis. Now, make sure you read over the testing policies in the course syllabus. The main thing is you cannot take the test and after the deadline. It must be taken on or before the deadline day listed on the academic calendar. That's on or before that day. So let's take a look now at the course topics for the test, and all the tests are laid out the same way. So I want to have no surprises for you. First item on the test will be solving a linear equation with fractions. Now notice I've linked them to an objective in the ebook, and over here I have some exercises for you to review. These are the homework to practice exercises that I assign every week. So let's take a look at the first one and kind of run it through here. So here we are in section 1.1, objective 3. Now remember the ebook, you can just hit the read ebook button and go to that. I'll go ahead and open that. We'll go ahead and open up chapter 1. Click on the linear equations, section 1.1. Now the first screen is always the things to know, the review topics. So we'll flip over here to the objectives on the second screen, and here's objective 3, solving linear equations involving fractions. So notice here we kind of have to hit the highlights. We hit all these objectives during the online homework assignments. We just kind of have to hit the highlights here for the test. So notice on the screen here, here's an example of solving linear equations with fractions. Here's a link to a video that'll walk it through for you. And at the end of the example, there's always one of these you try it problems where you can go to the math editor and solve a problem online to get some practice on that. Now so that is where we find it. Now let's go back in terms of the topic. Now let's go back to the study guide now. Now here are the associated homework to practice problems that go with that objective. So notice here, if you've been diligently doing all this homework, it's just a matter of a brief review and you'll be ready for this test in no time. So we're on, let's take a look at for the first test here. Some examples here will be numbers 11 and 13. Section 1.1, screen 15. So let's go ahead and find that. I'll just go up to the page number. That was section 1.1, screen 15. And there's the screen of exercises. And so we'd want to look at these problems here that have the fractions in them, 11 and 13. So make sure you go over those. That'll be the first question on the test. It won't be one of these problems, but it'll be one of these problems where you have a linear equation involving fractions. And so you can just go through. Notice here there's 15 test items. Some of them have 2 parts to them. And so you can just go through and get ready for your test that way. That is your main focus on preparing for the test is to go through and associate the problems you've already done for homework to practice with the objectives that are going to be on the test. Now, let's take a minute to go back to the Test 1 preparation folder, and there's a couple more documents here, and here's one you might be interested in. I guess this is what we want to look at last, the sample test. Do not look at this first. Wait till you've done all those problems in the study guide, then take a look at this. Don't waste your time trying to memorize the sample test. That's a poor way to prepare, because you're only learning how to do one particular problem. We want to be able to do the concept, the objective as a whole. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this sample test real quick, I guess. And notice here, the test is in an open format. There's plenty of room for you to show your work. Just to save paper here and printing, I just kind of put them all together without any space in between. So what you'd want to do is to maybe print this out, sit down, and then do this practice test without any kind of references. Just have your pencil and your graphing calculator and just do a test simulation. That's how to get ready for the test. All right? Don't go to this first. That's a poor way to get ready. So do this last. Don't look at your notes when you go through it. That way you'll know, that you're ready to go. And one more thing in this folder, there's also detailed solutions I've written out for the all of those sample tests. So when you get done with the sample test, you can go through and notice here they're all kind of written out by hand so you can see what the solutions are. But let me emphasize one final time, this is how we get ready for the test, through your study guide. That's the most effective way. That's how you'll get the highest grades. So there we are. Just wanted to talk about how we can go ahead and prepare for our first test.